If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The NFL world was shaken to its core this week as one of the league's premier wide receivers, Davante Adams, made a dramatic and emotional exit from the Las Vegas Raiders, sending shockwaves throughout the sports community. In a move that few could have predicted just months ago, Adams officially announced that he is leaving Las Vegas behind and has already signed with the Cleveland Browns, promising to bring his elite skills to a franchise desperate for offensive firepower. Fans in Vegas are stunned, bewildered, and frankly furious at how things unraveled so quickly. For Adams, though, this is more than just a career move. It's a statement, a promise to himself and his fans that he will find success and fulfillment in a new environment, one where he believes his talents will be fully appreciated and utilized in pursuit of a championship that has long eluded him. The story of Davante Adams' departure from Las Vegas is not just about sports. It's about frustration, ambition, and a quest for legacy. Over the past 2 seasons, Adams made it clear through subtle comments and body language that he wasn't satisfied with how the Raiders organization was managing their roster and overall strategy, despite being one of the most reliable and explosive receivers in the NFL. Adams felt underutilized and trapped within an offense that could never quite find its rhythm. His chemistry with quarterbacks was inconsistent, the play calling often questionable, and the team's inability to make the playoffs added fuel to his growing dissatisfaction. Sources close to Adams have revealed that he repeatedly voiced concerns to the front office, but those pleas seemingly fell on deaf ears, leaving him no choice but to seek a new chapter elsewhere. What makes this move even more dramatic is the fact that Adams didn't just leave quietly. He left with a powerful message. In his official statement, he thanked the Raiders fans for their unwavering support, but didn't mince words about his frustration with the team's direction. He expressed that while he gave everything to the organization, he felt the commitment wasn't mutual, especially when it came to building a true Super Bowl contender. "I'm not getting any younger," Adams stated. "I want to win, and I don't need to be in a place that values that as much as I do." His decision to sign with the Cleveland Browns, of all teams, raised eyebrows across the league. But for Adams, this is the place where he believes he can finally fulfill his ultimate goal: winning a championship and cementing his legacy among the all-time greats. The Cleveland Browns, on their part, couldn't be more thrilled with this acquisition. For years, they've been searching for that elite wide receiver who could elevate their offense to new heights. And with Adams, they believe they've struck gold. General Manager Andrew Berry called the signing a transformative moment for the franchise. And head coach Kevin Stefanski emphasized that Adams will be a cornerstone of their new offensive scheme. Pairing Adams with quarterback Deshaun Watson is expected to create one of the most lethal duos in the league, with Watson's arm talent and Adams' precision route running forming a nightmare for opposing defenses. Browns fans, long accustomed to disappointment, are now buzzing with unprecedented optimism, convinced that this move could finally be the catalyst that propels them deep into the playoffs, or even further. Meanwhile, in Las Vegas, the mood could not be more different. Raiders fans feel betrayed, angry, and abandoned by a player they had come to view as a franchise icon. The front office is under immense pressure, with critics lambasting their failure to build a competitive team around Adams and squandering what many considered the prime years of his career. Social media erupted with passionate responses, from heartfelt thank yous to Adams for his contributions, to outright vitriol directed at both the player and the team's management. The hashtag #NaDruidum deserved better quickly began trending, encapsulating the widespread sentiment that the Raiders failed to live up to their end of the bargain. The Raiders now face an uncertain future, with a massive hole in their offense and a fan base demanding accountability and answers. For Adams, however, the decision is already paying emotional dividends. Reports from his camp suggest that he feels reinvigorated and motivated like never before by the fresh start in Cleveland. He has already begun informal workouts with his new teammates and is said to be building strong chemistry with Watson during off-season training sessions. Insiders note that Adams is especially excited about Stefanski's offensive system, which he believes will allow him to showcase the full range of his abilities. from deep threat plays to red zone mastery. Adams has also expressed admiration for the Browns' strong running game, which he feels will prevent opposing defenses from keying exclusively on him, giving him more one-on-one matchups to exploit, a situation he thrives in. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Interestingly, this move also signals a broader shift in the power dynamics of the AFC. With Adams joining the Browns, Cleveland immediately becomes a much more serious contender, potentially altering the playoff landscape significantly. Analysts are already speculating about how this new-look Browns offense will stack up against perennial powerhouses like the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, and Cincinnati Bengals. The AFC North, already one of the league's most competitive divisions, now becomes even more intriguing, with Cleveland positioning itself as a legitimate threat to the Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers. For Adams, the chance to compete in high-stakes divisional battles and possibly play deep into January is a far cry from the frustration of watching the postseason from home, as he has in recent years. The media frenzy surrounding this blockbuster move shows no signs of slowing down. NFL insiders, former players, and analysts are weighing in with their takes, with some praising Adams for taking control of his career, while others question whether Cleveland is the right place for him to chase a ring. Critics argue that the Browns' history of underperformance and front office instability could ultimately hinder Adams' championship aspirations. However, supporters counter that with Adams' talent and leadership, combined with a steadily improving roster, Cleveland could finally turn the corner. For his part, Adams has made it clear that he's undeterred by the franchise's past struggles, stating confidently, "The past is the past. I'm here to make history." Beyond the immediate football implications, Adams' move also underscores the evolving nature of player empowerment in the NFL. More than ever, star athletes are using their platforms to demand better situations, refuse to settle for mediocrity, and prioritize their personal and professional fulfillment. Adams' departure from the Raiders is a textbook example of a player recognizing that he had outgrown his circumstances and taking bold action to redefine his narrative. This trend is becoming increasingly common across professional sports, as athletes leverage their value and brand power to influence their career trajectories. For the league, it's a sign of changing times. For fans, it's a reminder that in today's NFL, loyalty is often a two-way street. And when one side falters, stars won't hesitate to walk away. As the dust begins to settle on this monumental shift, all eyes now turn to the upcoming NFL season. Can Davante Adams live up to the enormous expectations in Cleveland and finally achieve the postseason success that has eluded him? Will the Browns capitalize on their newfound star power and become a legitimate Super Bowl contender? And perhaps, most poignantly, will the Raiders recover from this devastating loss and rebuild their identity in the wake of their former star's dramatic exit? These questions will dominate sports talk shows, social media debates, and fan discussions for months to come. But one thing is certain, Davante Adams has made his choice, and in doing so, he has forever altered the narratives of two NFL franchises and his own legacy as one of the game's greats. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!